Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tact. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video and would like to receive notifications of my future video postings, please subscribe. I'm sorry that I still have my sunglasses on because my pink eye is not quite ready for me to face the world yet. In this video, as well as several of my recent videos, I have changed my presentation format. Based on comments and suggestions from some of the viewers, I have made my presentation to be more heavily involved actually cooking in the kitchen. I have made my commentary to represent only about 25% of the video, and the remaining of the video will be all involved with cooking. I would greatly appreciate how you like this new format because my goal is to make sure my video is useful to you. In this video, I would like to have you cook with me in the kitchen of a vegan dish. I cooked this dish during my cousin's visit. He is a vegan. I'm not going to go into the details of this dish. Let's go into the kitchen and start cooking, and I will explain along the way. For this fried rice, I'm going to use about 3 cups of cooked rice. They are long grain rice and they have been refrigerated overnight. I would never use rice that are just cooked because there's too much moisture in it and they just will not fry well. So okay, the main ingredients of this dish is actually the cauliflower stem and leaves. And you probably ask, what are them? Actually, over the years, I don't know what should I do with those big leaves. And until when I went to visit my cousin Marge, I noticed that she's actually using them. She's not only cut off the leaf and used them, she also used the stem, as I shown here. It turned out that both of them work very well in fried rice. They have great flavors. So I follow her lead. The first thing I do is that I chop up the leaves, and then I chop up the stem of the cauliflower as well. And now later I find out that they actually sometimes use in a product called cauliflower rice. As I said in my earlier videos, I always have some carrot on hand, so I decided I'm going to grate some carrots to add to the dish. And next I look in the refrigerator, I find one jalapeno pepper. It looks really lonely, so I decided I'm going to chop it up and add it to the fried rice. Now I'm going to include a seed as well because since I have only one jalapeno pepper and I want to make it a little bit more spicy. And next, I want to balance the flavor of the fried rice. I'm going to add some sweet corn. Now, I love sweet corn, and I always have some frozen sweet corn on hand, so they're really convenient. And next, I'm going to season the dish. I'm going to start out with 1 tablespoon of sugar, and this is followed by adding 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce. In fact, you can use any soy sauce that you want, just don't use the dark type. However, if you like to have more of a smoky flavor to the dish, then go ahead. I next then add about half tablespoon of sesame oil. It has tend to have a strong flavor, so don't add too much. And next, I'm going to add some dry seasoning agent. I use a seasoning container known as a masala dabba, which keep most of my most frequently used seasoning agents. Okay, I'm going to first start with some lemon pepper, and this is followed by some garlic powder. And then I'm going to add a little bit of paprika to give just a little bit kick to the dish. And then I follow up by adding a touch of cumin. And then I use some mushroom seasoning to round it off. I want you to know is that this is just my personal preference. I want you to use it more as a reference rather than as a strict guideline. And besides, I probably do it different every time anyway. Okay, now we are ready to cook. First, I add about 3 tablespoons of canola oil to cover the bottom of the wok. I then season the wok with my spot seasoning method. I have a video particularly designed to show you how to season a stainless steel wok. After the wok has been seasoned and the oil is heated up, I add about 3 cups of cooked rice to the wok. This rice has been in the refrigerator overnight. As you can tell, it is very hard to break apart. I use what is called a hamburger meat chopper to gradually break it apart. I find this to be an essential tool for breaking up fried rice. Before I have this tool, I usually make a pretty big mess when I try to do this. It just doesn't work very well with a wok spatula by itself. I then switch to the wok spatula Because the rice is dry and the wok is well seasoned, as you can see, the rice do not stick to the bottom of the wok at all. I next then add about 5 cups of cauliflower leaves and stems. These are all come from one single cauliflower. So as you can see that if you don't use them, you actually waste quite a bit. So now the wok is pretty full. When you turn the content, the key is that always turn the content to the center of the wok. This will prevent things from spilling from the wok. So at this point, I turn the heat setting to medium, so this will prevent the rice at the bottom from burning. I next add the jalapeno pepper to the wok. The order by which I add different ingredients based on how long I want to cook them. By this point, my arm is actually getting a little bit tired because there's a lot of stirring there. So make sure that you do not turn the heat up too high, because if you turn it slow, things might get burned in the bottom if the heat is too high. I next add the frozen corn to the wok. Now the corn doesn't have to be thawed out because it will be thawed out as you cook them. By now the cauliflower and the jalapeno pepper, probably I would say it's 60 to 70% cooked, and the corn is just need to be warmed up. I then take a spoon and I did a taste test to make sure that the texture of the cauliflower is what I want it to be. It's not too soft and not too crispy. If it's not cooked enough, then I will cook it a bit longer. Okay, now we're almost done. The last ingredients I'm going to add is the shredded carrot. Now the carrot doesn't have to cook very much at all. And besides, I want to maintain the vivid color of the carrot. This is the reason why I add it toward the end. I actually was intrigued by, as I stirred in the carrots, it impart a golden color to the dish. The last thing I'm going to add is the seasoning that I prepare to the dish. As you can see, I probably do not make the best choice to put the seasoning in the bowl because a lot of seasoning still remain in the bowl. So I'm going to put some rice in the bowl and mix it up and pour it back into the wok. And this way I will get as much as I could from the bowl. As you can tell here, I seasoned the dish very lightly because the cauliflower will provide some very nice flavor to the dish. And of course the jalapeno pepper, the sweet corn and the carrot all will contribute to the flavor of the dish. In fact, you probably can just season the dish with salt and pepper, and that probably is good enough. Okay, right now I did a final taste test and to decide whether I want to make any more changes or not. At this point, you can make further adjustments. For example, you can add more soy sauce, more salt, and sometimes adding oyster sauce or hoisin sauce is a quick and easy way to adjust the flavor. Okay, the dish is done, and the total cook time of this dish, from doing all the preps and also cooking it, is about 20 minutes. I really like this fried rice because it has a very complex flavor contributed by different ingredients, but at the same time, it is very healthy. Furthermore, I also like the idea that I'm able to use every part of the cauliflower without anything goes to waste. So here, how about cleaning at the end? The reason I really like the stainless steel wok is that it cleans up very well. As you can see that almost nothing sticks too much to the wok because the wok is well seasoned. And the wok spatula does a really good job. Whatever remains that still stick to the surface of the wok, a sponge can easily remove them without any problem at all. And the wok is clean and shiny again. Even though I am not a vegan, but I really enjoy this dish. However, over the past several years, I have been eating less and less meat, partly for health reasons. Another reason is that I discovered that vegetable has an excellent flavor. And when you design vegetable dishes correctly, not only that they are highly nutritious, but they could be very flavorful. To me, this dish is particularly true with the combination of the cauliflower leaves and stems, jalapeno pepper, sweet corns, and carrots. When a vegetable is well designed with complex flavor, it can greatly reduce your salt consumption. In this dish, I particularly like the idea to use the cauliflower stems as well as the leaves that I would have thrown away otherwise. So in many ways, this dish not only affects my physical well-being, it also promotes my psychological well-being as well. Even if you are not a vegan, I would suggest you to give this dish a try. It will give you a good break away from eating meat. If you would like to receive notifications of my future video postings, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time.